Welcome back. Today is 25th of August on a Thursday. Right now time is 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you are watching from Asia, you should be on Friday, the 26th of August at 10:30 a.m. Singapore time. Wow. Let's see who is in the house today. And let me turn on my chat. Welcome back. Today is going to be quite interesting. I got quite a lot of things I want to share with you guys, and while waiting for the whole bunch of you to log in, and please go and activate your friends, neighbors, your villagers to come and take part. And I show you what I'm going to eat right here. Ding. Wow, I'm eating the kettle brand crinkle cut salt and fresh ground potato. So a big welcome to Wilson, Hua Qian, Hiram, Ronnie. We have Jie, is it Bakwat? And wow, so many of you are on right now. And who else is coming in? Jeanette. I'm really hungry right now. I don't know why, but I need to drink some water. So Bakwat couldn't attend the previous time. It's okay. I just want y'all to know that every time y'all miss a video, you got a lot to catch up because every video is adding more and more to your wisdom, and some of them are kind of connected to each piece as we build out the thesis to connect the dots. All right, so I want to encourage you to take your level best to try to watch every single video I put out, and it's going to become more and more interesting. All right, we are really working towards the midterm election. Hopefully end of this year we're going to have a Santa Claus rally. So if you kind of miss out, and by the time I'm building up the momentum, ramping up, you're going to be totally lost, all right? And you'll be sending questions, weird questions like how to buy this, how to read the WhatsApp notification. We got no time to respond to that. That's the reason why all of you, I encourage you to really catch up with us, okay? So today we got a great show, and really powerful stuff that has happened today to me. And a quick welcome back to Jeffrey, Ryan, John Tran, Calvin, JLo, Jeanette, and very good to see all of you. Okay, so today I got a really interesting case study to work with all of you guys, and I'm trying to pull out where's my particular file. Right, let me just pull this out. We did a case study on Restaurant Brands International, right? As I'm speaking about it, I want to encourage you all, go and do some research. The moment this name pops up, I've been trading this stock for quite some time in the past, and all triggered by this guy called Bill Ackman, right? So I'm going to help you connect the dots, and then hopefully you're going to make a sound decision whether Restaurant Brands International is a viable candidate. So I'm going to pull this out right now. Here we go. Ding. What I want to show you is a journal paper, right? And I think showing you a journal paper is pretty important. Let me see how I can do this really productively, all right? Because I kind of hang on a minute. I'm trying to see how to control the button. All right. 1 second. Here we go. All right. And hide and check this out. Okay, I think we are good. And let me put this out right here. Is a video hanging? Oh, it's not hanging. Okay, so we did a case study on Restaurant Brands International 2.0, right? A pretty fascinating case study. But what I bring to the discourse or the discussion in the class is that I have the background knowledge of having invested in QSR, ticker symbol QSR, right? So, in the class, we're talking about management strategy and how they've gone through an acquisition. They didn't really spend time talking about the IPO. And most importantly, they didn't talk about my superhero, and that's none other than Bill Ackman coming into the picture, right? I'm going to help you guys connect the dots. And essentially, This is the parent company of Burger King, and they hold quite a number of other brands as well, right? We're going to go through it together. And what is so unique about Harvard Business School is that they have this they have this clout or ability to invite the owners of the business to come and give the lecture. I mean, they are not really delivering a lecture, but to address the questions that any one of us in the classroom have for them, because they went through the entire shift from what we call version 1.0 to 2.0. Okay, so that's the academic backdrop, and then I'm going to show you right now how we're going to connect the dots together. Okay, so here we go. Ding. So I have a great opportunity to take pictures with multi-billionaires, two billionaires right here. Standing on the right is Alex Berin, right? And he's from 3G Partners, 3G Capital Partners. And standing on the left picture is Daniel Swaff. And both of them are appointed the co-chairman of Restaurant Brands International. But I want to highlight to you, and because typically in the classroom, the way I kind of think about what questions I want to ask. And everyone is fighting for to ask questions. And typically in the large classroom settings, I can tell you, some of them raise their hands. They are not raising their hands to ask questions. They are raising their hands to make a statement. I kind of don't like that. And just like, when I address all of you in my class, if any one of you just, wasting time and just want to make statement, you have no chance to do that in my class. You guys realize that? Right? And that's why I always ask you, tweet it out or put it in our community. Be very precise and specific the way you ask question. Be thoughtful about it. I think this is the art that I've kind of passed on this disease to all of you, and I hope you guys are good students. So, back to this amazing picture. Ding! They came, the professor gave a lecture for about maybe 1 hour, and then he left the last 30 minutes as an open Q&A for all of us. About we have about because we split into two classroom, about 50 of us in the same classroom, given a chance to ask question. And being your teacher, my hands will be super fast, the first one to go out. But I thought about what questions I would like to ask these two billionaires. I traded on their stocks, and I mean, they are all in our data. You can go to our Spiking Wealth Management System. You can look for 3G Capital Partners. You can look for Restaurant Brands International. You can look for Pershing Square. You can look for Bill Ackman. They are all in our data. Are you with me? So the chance to meet them in person is a kind of the hairstand moment. So I asked the question in the following manner. I say, first of all, thank you for joining us here today, because my question is going to be very specific, centered on this keyword called relationship. And out of this keyword relationship, I like to know three things from the two of you. So they were two of them, they're standing in front of the whole class, right? The first thing is I want to know your relationship with your fourth largest shareholder on Restaurant Brands International, and that's none other than Pershing Square. And when you have Bill Ackman as your shareholder, let me tell you, you better be on your toes all night long, all day long. You better be going after numbers, all right? I want to know your relationship with Bill Ackman, and more importantly, because this week itself, Bill Ackman has done 100% of Domino's pizza. Wow! Right? Why did he dump Domino's Pizza and not Restaurant Brands International, right? And Restaurant Brands International control three very powerful brand names: Burger King, Tim Hortons, and one of my classmates from China, he was saying that Tim Hortons is no different from Starbucks in China. You go to either Tim Hortons, or Starbucks, it's the same experience. And the third one is Popeyes, right? So first question, relationship with the shareholder, lead shareholder, Pershing Square, Bill Ammon. Second question, I like to know the relationship between two of you. I can see obviously you have an old man and a young man. and then in US it's like I didn't know about this, all right? In US, um, the culture here is that you cannot mention about age, you cannot mention about religion, about race, and kind of I'm a little bit insensitive, but the context of which I asked the question with no malice but with good intent. Why? Because this guy on the right hand side, the one with the gray hair, slightly balding, his name is Alex. You look at him, I mean, I look at him, I think this guy is an old man, right? He is in Generation X. And I'm gonna give you his age right now. I do a kind of interesting. I went to check on the Wikipedia. I wanted to know what is the age of, because the challenge for us as Asians is that when we look at expatriates, right, we can't really tell. So I look at him, I think he's an old man, but he's born in 1967, Generation X. He's still in the Generation X category, just like me. So I call myself an old man. And then the guy on the left, the picture on the left is the Daniel Swartz. He's a millennial, born 1981, right? So if you take 1967 minus 1981, these two co-chairmen, they are 14 years apart. So I kind of validate my question, right? Obviously, we have old man and the young man, right? And I say, how do you manage the relationship between two of you? And the third question, I like to know why 3G Capital Partners? What is your relationship with your money? Because you are a $14 billion fund, and 99% of your fund goes into Restaurant Brands International. You didn't even buy any stocks out there. I mean, some of the stocks that they bought is like 100,000, 200,000 is negligible. And I would like to know the answer to my three questions. All right, so I set the stage, and I think they are kind of a caught off guard because I think I'm the ones monitoring the stock market and kind of being very precise with the question. So they answered very well. They've been thoughtful in the answers. And number one, relationship with Bill Ammon, they say, wow, their friendship go way back many, 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 many years ago. And along the way, Bill Ammon decided to come on board. And of course, he's not just a passive shareholder; he's an active shareholder by giving them, by asking them good questions. All right, questions for them to think deeper about the business, and they're just very happy Bill Ammon is on board. The second question about the age difference of 14 years apart, my personal experience is that because I was seated directly just behind the row, I was in the row just behind them, right? So while our Harvard Professor Boris was delivering the lecture, and I could see, Alex whispering to Daniel, and even though they are 14 years apart, you can observe and feel that there's this mutual respect for each other. And they replied, yeah, they are intellectually very, very stimulated, very, very, and very, very honest with each other. And when you hang out with big guys like that, you will always find a common theme. And the common theme is what? They love wisdom. They love knowledge. And in fact, they were here today at Harvard Business School to learn from the professor as well as learning from my classroom of classmates. Constantly learning, even though they are multi-billionaires, right? And thereby arrive at the third question, and he kind of explained that they don't have the expertise to deploy their funds. Now, I think that's a very, very humble statement. With their resources, I believe, will have a dozen bankers, wealth managers surrounding them, but they choose to put all their eggs in one basket. All their wealth is in Restaurant Brands International. Right. So I done the first intro, and with that, typically my style is I want to validate against the data. So we're going to look at some interesting data right now. We're going to start off with 3G Capital, and here we go. As you can see on 3G Capital, kind of crazy, a $14.8 billion portfolio. When you go down right here, this is really funny, right? 99.64% of their wealth concentrated on Restaurant Brands International, right? So if anything happens to Restaurant Brands International, they'll take a big hit. And then you go down, they got $21 million on Bill.com, $13 million on Microsoft, 12 million on Tuskers, 5.4 million on Amazon, and $800,000 on Alphabet. That's it. $14.8 billion wealth is just concentrated on Restaurant Brands International, right? Then, the magical part of our data is that I'm teaching you guys right now how to do a cross-reference check, right? And if you were to go right now to Restaurant Brands International, right? Restaurant Brands International. Bing. And here we go. I go to step two, insider followed by shareholders, right? So you can see over here, this is your 3G Capital. They own 77.4% of the company. All right. Now, these 3G restaurant brands, I think they are affiliated companies. So just don't worry about the data here. And then Pershing Square stands at 7.56%. They control about 23.8 million number of shares. All right. So Pershing Square is standing at number 4 shareholder. Now, from here, then we do one last step. What is the last step? We're going to connect the dots with Pershing Square. Right. So we started off with 3G Capital Partners. Then we went on to Restaurant Brands International. And then finally, then we arrived to where? Uh-oh. Are you guys hearing me clearly? Just make sure you guys are able to hear me. Can you just give me a quick chat response? Holy moly. Uh-oh, did I press something wrong? Holy moly, what's going on here? Uh-oh. All right. Um, can you guys hear me? Loud and clear? Good. All right. So sorry for the breakout because I was switching the Wi-Fi, uh, and I don't have my full equipment with me here in Boston. All right. Thank you very much for letting me know. Okay. So where was I? I started off with Restaurant Brands International. I went to 3G Capital, and then right now we're going to look at Pershing Square. All right. So here we go. Ding. For Pershing Square, tonight I need y'all to do a homework. And this homework is a pretty important homework, right? If you look at the portfolio of Pershing Square, how many companies have they invested in, right? One, Louis. Two, Chipotle. Three, Restaurant Brands International. Four, Hilton. Five, Howard Hughes. Six, Canadian Pacific Railway. In the entire $8.9 billion portfolio of Bill Ackman, it's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companies, right? So he must be a damn good sharpshooter, and he's a pure investor. Unlike Alex and Daniel, they are operators of the business, so they put all their eggs in one basket. But typically for us portfolio managers, I mean, if your portfolio only have 8 stocks, wow, you must be damn good, okay? You must be damn good. So out of these 8, what I want to highlight is 2 of them are restaurant brands. Chipotle standing at 23.11% of the portfolio, and Restaurant Brands International standing at 18.23% of Bill Emmons' portfolio. Right? You can see that, and that's the reason why this is so important. So I led you through from Restaurant Brands International data search, went on to 3G Capital Partners data search, and finally arrived at Pershing Square data search. Where should we invest our money? And again, the backdrop is I have a personal encounter with them right now. Obviously, I'm very, very biased. I mean, not many people in the world can have a chance to take a picture like this. And he's so happy. Look at the guy on the right, Alex. He's so happy because I say, "Can I take a picture with this old man?" and he just laughed. Okay, okay. So how do we make our decision? So a few more data points to share with you, and then we're going to arrive at the decision, right? Oh my goodness, I'm reminded that you know today I got a very important homework to accomplish. So here we go. We're going to first of all take a look at this very important. I believe this is the benchmark article to look at. All right, check this out. Ding. And I want you to go through with me very, very patiently. Billionaire investor Bill Emmons has sold all of his Domino's pizza stock after building up the 5% stake only last year. Woohoo! So we're going to kind of reverse engineer this step using the data that we have. And so how do we go about building the reverse engineering? I'm going to teach you how to use our spiking data. Step one, we go to our uh, spiking wealth management, Domino, hang on, spiking wealth management system, and let's load up everything that we need to know about Domino's Pizza. All right. So here we go. This is Domino's Pizza, and we're gonna click on step two, insider, followed by shareholders. All right. I think the data is it loading. Just let me just refresh again. Just make sure I got a fresh data coming in. Refresh. Okay, that's good. And I want to pick out Pershing Square. Bang. There you go. 0 shares left. But I want you to click on Pershing Square because we have reverse engineered his entire trading strategy on our data, right? So on 22nd of August, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what day is 22nd of August? Which is this week on the Monday. He dumped everything, sold all shares. But if we trace back to the first time he bought the shares, that was on Q1 2021, right? So we're going to track the performance of Q1 2021 until this week on a Monday. So how do we do that? Q1 2021, here we go. Domino's Pizza, TPZ. And let's check this out. Q1 2021, and I kind of mark it out right here. That will be exactly at this window here. All right, here we go. Ding. That's the point in time Bill Emmons went in to buy. And as officially as of this week, he sold off everything, but along the way, he starts selling already, right? So you can straight away plot a horizontal line. And here we go. He have dumped the stock above his break-even price, right? Now his break-even price will be somewhere, I'll typically take the middle of the rectangular box, the average of the high and the low of Q1 2021. And obviously, when he sold off this week, he's selling above $400, which is above the red box. He's taking profit. All right. Now, We can observe this on the chart. But the moment I go back to the data research, here we go. I go back to the data research one more time, and we're going to see at which point in time he started selling, right? So this is where we need to focus on total shares owned, this column. And you can see right at the bottom, $2 million, 2 million number of shares he came in Q1 2021. 2 million, all right? And I'm going to start moving up. And the 2 million, he has not touched it. He dumped it in one bulk sale, and that happens on 22nd of August. So he is taking in profit, but not at the high price, the highest point of the stock chart. Remember just now the stock chart went up really, really high, right? He didn't take profit at a point in time. And he took profit, just I think a little bit of profit, not like extreme profit, because he could have sold at a point in time when it was at highest peak. So let's take a look. So kind of go against like what he said in the media, and we'll read out the exact statement he said in the media just now, and that's why this check is so important. All right, freaking important. He did not get out at here. That's what I'm saying. In fact, if he sold it off on a Monday with the filing declaration, I believe that he sold off right over here around about $410. All right, he sold off at that point. So maybe he's taking on a profit of about maybe $50 per share. And $50 per share, you multiply by the number of shares that he owned. So that's 2 million. So everybody, please take out calculator. Your teacher loves to take out calculator. 2 million multiplied by $50 per share. He made $100 million profit. Not a lot. All right. That's my estimate. All right. So there you go. Why did he dump Domino's and he didn't dump Restaurant Brands International? Right. So this is a study by his own. And here we go. Let's come back to this very important piece of the center piece of the thesis. We scroll down and we start from here, right? So let me just zoom in much bigger so that all of you can see it. So he bought 2 million, which represents 5% of the fast food chain, but he fully exited the $800 million position, but his profit is, I think, is about $100 million. All right, that's his net profit. So the moment it tumbled down to $330 last year, which was Q1 2021, we saw in our red box, it surged north to 560, but he didn't take profit, right? So as the price start coming down, look at how Bill Ammon defended his position. He doesn't want it to enter into a red, but he sold off with a small profit. He can't afford to let the position enter in the red because I think that's Bill Ammon's style. Just like Netflix, the moment it goes down, he liquidate, take loss, and move on. Right? So that is his style of trading. And of course, let's read the rationale behind the sale of Domino's Pizza. He said it really best here. We decided to exit our investment to raise cash for alternative investment opportunities. So that's about $1 billion worth of cash. And he's deploying the cash elsewhere, right? So he also recent years invested into Berkshire Hathaway and then sell the entire position in May 2020. Then he cashed out a nearly 1% stake in Starbucks. Sorry, it is Starbucks, not Netflix. Sorry. He invested in Netflix. So he also cashed out in Starbucks. Kind of, this is the Cinderella moment again. Can you look at your clock right now? Holy moly, 11 o'clock, I start to spin already. Oh, I need some energy. Everybody, can you please say something in the chat? Really, no. I mean, at Boston, only at 11 o'clock, I start to become like Cinderella. I start getting like too quiet on the chat. Anybody home? Anybody home? Please share your favorite food. Oh, Mark! Mark is drinking the Hortons coffee. Wow, not bad, not bad. Uh, who else is Sydney? Yeah, are you reading your case study, Sydney? Oh my God! Now it's snack time. Okay. I need my energy. I don't know why at this hour I start to turn like a Cinderella already. I need to sleep. Jamie, good to see you. Mmm. And we got Mark drinking Hortons, Calvin drinking Starbucks. Wow, you guys damn high class, man. Who else is drinking what? Oh, Jeffrey, thank you so much. Mm. Okay, I got a bit of my energy back. I think today's class is really important. I try to share as much as possible before I forget. All right, so let me drink some water first. Hang on, all right, hang on in there, hang on in there. I know why I'm so tired already. All right, it's because this morning at 6, holy moly, at 6 a.m. I did a Zoom because one of my classmates owns one of the largest brokerage houses in India. I say, Clemen, why don't you share with my remisiers, my analysts, your work at spiking? I say, I'm more than happy to do that. More than 130 of them turn up. All right, these are remisiers giving stock ideas to their customers and their analysts. And the first question, interestingly, came out was, Clement, do you subscribe to fundamental analysis or do you subscribe to technical analysis? You see, the work that we do here, I want all of you in the spiking community to know, it is so advanced, so far ahead of everyone else out there that they never think out of the box. They are kind of always contained within the idea of I got to be either a fundamental analyst or I got to be a technical chartist. No, what we do is the best of everything on planet Earth. Why? Step one, we follow real money. I'm not following like some Tom, Dick, and Harry gurus with a black box and some kind of imaginary concepts, theories, and strategies. No, we follow who put money into the market. Step one. And because we have the ability to track the data of who put the money on which stocks, thereby, step two, we have fulfilled the most important criteria. For anyone out there who puts in lots of money, and my definition of lots of money means 500 million, 1 billion, 10 billion, that kind of size, not that 1,000, 2,000. No, we're not talking about $1,000. We're talking about millions and billions of dollars. Every single one of them will subscribe to either fundamental analysis, high-speed trading, technical analysis, or whatever thesis that they're working on. Guess what? We crowdsource all these ideas and we present to you our spiking data. This is the reason why it's so powerful. So I kind of shocked all the analysts and reminds them, oh my gosh, you guys can do this? Yes, we can do this. And I bet they're thinking about, how to build something like what we did here at Spiking. I can tell you, we received so many such challenges from day one we launched the product until today. And everyone who claim that they can do what we do, I say, I bless you, you carry on. Until today, no one has done it. It is not easy work. And big credit goes to my team at Spiking and all our really, really hardworking engineers. We really slog it out and make sure we have a great product, right? So coming back, we are not done yet. Cinderella is awake already. And here we go. So Bill Ammon took cash out a nearly 1% stake in Starbucks to move the money to Domino's. And from Domino's, he moved out the money. Now our job is to predict which restaurant related or food related stock he's going to move his $1 billion into the next great idea. All right. Now he also moved his money into Netflix and then dump it within 1 quarter. Damn it, we got stuck with that one. All right. So that was the fastest trade sale he ever done, and but it's okay. That's what we call the streaming war, and I believe his next deal is something related to Chipotle, related to Restaurant Brands International, right? So let's continue, press on. And here we go. This is the whole thesis of Bill Ackman, Louis Chipotle Hilton worldwide, and he is making a bet on the recovery story, right? But I think it's still a little bit. I'm not too sure whether is it a little bit early right now, but I'm really heartened by the fact that Singapore right now officially accepts any tourists in the world to visit Singapore, even if you are non-vaccinated. You will enter our country without getting quarantined. That is really forward-looking, right? A big credit to all of our ministers, the 4G leaders, who kind of shoulder on with Singaporeans and make it to where we are today. I'm really, really proud of this advancement, all right? And I got many, many things to share about the recent change on the law against what we call man to man's having sex. Suddenly lost of word. We will talk about it in the cozy monthly live training. All right. So you have Burger King owner, Restaurant Brands, as well as a smaller position in Harbour Hills and Canadian Pacific Railway. Now we know about that. We can see from our data, right? So we finished this article. We got one more article that we need to cover, and then we can perfect the dots already. Here we go. This is the one. Ding. And let's check this out. This is another article from CNBC. I prefer the CNBC article. And here we go. All right. So this is Tim Hortons. Kind of a similar experience to Starbucks, as mentioned by my classmate from Shanghai. All right. So let me scroll down and read out the important parts. All right. So all the revenue and earnings. I'm not that interested in those kind of numbers. I'm more interested in the business. All right. So here we go. Tim Hortons accounted for 60% of restaurant brands in revenue, has taken longer to bounce back from the pandemic, largely because of its home market's tougher restriction, right? And of course, we also think about Burger King. Global same-store sales increased 10% this quarter, topping Wall Street expectations. So they kind of rebounded really, really fast, right? And in fact, Bill Ackman called this the inflation-proof stocks that we should buy and we should own, okay? And what else we can read out from here? We also have some mention of Popeye. Nothing else that fascinating. Another one is the Firehouse subs. That's about it, right? So this is how I connect the dots. And our decision is a very simple one. Number one, to decide which restaurant-based related brands will be the next step Bill Ackman will put his $1 billion cash cow to buy into it. And if we can catch it, let me tell you, by the time they announce on CNBC, it will easily spike probably between 5 to 20% in one day, right? So I've given you the findings of what I'm looking at right now, and I think I can hand over the time over to Cinderella. Cuckoo, cuckoo. My head is a bit spinning right now. Cuckoo. And yeah. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. And for those of you with us on the don't stop believing trade notification, please join us, and I'll be firing off the trade in the morning, not now. And usually around now, I need to touch a bit already, and I still haven't read my case studies yet. All right. So how are you enjoying the session today? Really, really happy that you guys are able to join me tonight. So Just want to see who is still watching, and whether you're just watching and not participating. Hey, who is still watching? We got a Facebook user. Thank you, teacher. Okay, Facebook user, I can't really tell your name, and I just very very grateful all of you guys are adjusting to the time zone difference. Okay, I'll be back next week. Thanks so much, James. I see Wilson. I see Isabella. You just came in late, lady. Hey. All right, Hiram. Thank you very much. I see CK Leo, Mark Wong, John Tran, Jamie, Calvin, Hua Chen, and Jeffrey, Jacqueline, Daniel. Thank you very, very much, as well as Derek. All right. So, put into practice what I share with you about how we break apart from the parent company. So let's sum it up. I think it's important to sum it up. We broke apart from the parent stock, which is Restaurant Brands International, and from there we connected our dots with Bill Edmond Pershing Square. All right, and then we found out that this week he dumped Domino's Pizza. He has dumped Starbucks. He has dumped Netflix. He has dumped Domino's Pizza. That means to say he's about to deploy his $1 billion cash pile into the next great idea. I believe it will be the inflation proof, recession proof, which is restaurant based business. All right. So go and look around who are the competitors of Restaurant Brands International, Domino's Pizza, Starbucks. Go and hunt around. They are very, very close knit. You can find it. All right. And for me, I'll fire off the trade tomorrow. Which is about spinning right now, which is about 6 hours from now. So don't ask me to fire the trade right now. I'm already Cinderella mood. I'm looking at my bed and I want to sleep already. Okay. Thank you very much. I shall not hold back your time anymore. May God bless all of you. Good night.